This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
What's your name, ma'am?
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy. What do you do for a living, Stacy?
I work for a Christian publishing company.
If there's one thing I can't stand.
Listen up, slap nuts.
Sit down, dummy, I'm talking.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Oh, Randy!
He's fat!
You f***ing numpty!
Will you laugh at that face? Shut your mouth.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on thebrokeninfinite.com, podomac.com, iTunes, and wherever else you may find this fine audio recording and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel, talking about professional wrestling, both in the entertainment scene and both in the mainstream and the independent scene. Well, both scenes are entertainment. Look, folks, it's me fucking up a thing because of reasons. Must be a day that ends in Y. My name's Matty Jay, that is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, TWK Reviews, and I'm totally not playing Splatoon 2 right now.
So that's why your internet's a little shonky. It's only the final Splatfest. Let him have it. Isn't this? It is the final Splatfest, though, right? I'm not wrong in that.
I want him gay. yes, it is.
Aha! Let him have his fun. This was a good week of wrestling. I think he's only entitled to have a little bit of fun with the stuff and things. Let him. Hey,
I'm currently a champion. That's the rank I'm at. I feel good about life.
Hey, I was playing Mario Maker until it was time. Mario Maker 2 until it was time to set up for the show. So, in fairness, I had a supper. I had about half an hour. Boot up the, let's put up the Nintendo Switch. How about some video games? How about the Mario Maker 2s? And all that good stuff.
I'm glad you're enjoying that. Did you try the Arby's level yet?
I did, and it's difficult, but it's so much fun.
So it gets a thumbs up as an old school Mario fan. It feels like somebody who works at Arby's was a fan to say, you know what? I'll put this together, put the code out on social media, see what happens. That's the vibe you got.
Yes, that's pretty much yes. That is the correct answer. Anyway, lots of wrestling happened, and that's just the G1 climax. But TW has not watched everything yet.
I've only watched the Saturday shows so far, because those are the easiest ones to watch because of my current schedule with work and all my videos that I'm making. So I only really have time to watch the Saturday shows, unfortunately. But after Matty told me about Moxley versus Ishii, I'm going to try to watch that.
I didn't even tell him everything. I just told him that the match was fucking awesome. I will explain without spoiling too much and when we get to the news segment, of course, so please remind me of that. But if the G1 didn't float your boat, which is entirely possible, it shouldn't happen, but it is entirely possible, we have, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 3 wrestling shows to go over this particular program. We have Evolve 131, the 10th anniversary show. We got AEW's Fight for the Fallen and Extreme Rules, and that's all in our first segment, so this is going to be speed round wrestling reviews. Of course, your news in the third segment, your emails and comments, your winners and losers, and you folks in the chat, which, by the way, let me bring that up real quick. Renico was catching up on the stuff, the Friday show. Here it is. Very top of the thing right here. Hey, Matty, I'm only just now watching Thursday's G1. I'll watch Fridays tomorrow, if not later. Do so as much as possible, my friend. Oh, good lord. He get good. He get good. Excuse me, carbonation. That being said, we have stuff to do. And we begin, ladies and gentlemen, with our first show, which is Evolve 131, which included our first clip of the week. Actually, our clip of the week. Which involved the return of an extreme person to the birthplace of Extreme Championship Wrestling. There was a hot crowd in South Philly, and they popped huge when he showed up. Take a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't heard, my name is Paul Heyman. And to be blunt, I'm honored and I'm privileged No. Thank you. Because I'm honored and I'm privileged to be back home. I have, for many years, been offered different guest spots on different shows. I don't do conventions. I don't do guest appearances on things. And to be very honest with you, if you would indulge me just to be personal for a moment, I wasn't invited to come to this show. No. Because they know I always turn these things down. So they didn't bother to invite me. To be very blunt with you, I asked to be here tonight. The reason why I asked to be here tonight is because, I'm sorry, in case you don't understand, you're the schmuck yelling things out. And me, I'm just the extreme dude with the microphone. The reason why I asked to be here tonight is because this right here, you, everyone in that locker room, this promotion is the future. I do not want to be one of those old-time boxers sitting watching the black and white films like this of Jack Dempsey going, oh, that used to be me. I like to go in that locker room, take all that youth, just rub it all up against me and realize when I walk out of here tonight, I'm going to know more about the future of the industry than when I walked in the doors earlier. So for that reason, and also because I'm fat and I'm sweating my ass off right now, if you don't mind, I'd like to hang around just a little bit, indulge, and announce ring announce the next match. Because 5 years from now, on YouTube or whatever the hot platform will be then, when you watch the video, you're going to play this match and you're going to say to yourselves, that was the moment we all knew this industry is going to evolve.
There you go. And those words at the very end, this industry is going to evolve. This moment, last Saturday, how appropriate are those words? Just how appropriate. Just saying. It just makes sense. How appropriate is that promo? And of course, the guy lied. I'm yelling. Classic Paul Heyman there. T-Dub, shall we talk about professional wrestling that happened over the weekend?
Let us do exactly that.
Let us begin with Evolve 131 from South Philly, the 2300, arena in South Philly, aka the ECW arena. Some people are wanting to call it the Evolve Arena now, but whatever you call it, it is Philadelphia's biggest hub for professional wrestling. It happened at the very same time as card number 2, but we are going with this as card number 1. This was hyped as Evolve's 10th anniversary, and it got a lot of the names that are on NXT now. They showed up at Evolve. So here's what happened. Match number 1: Josh Briggs took on Anthony Green, feature with Brandy Lauren in a singles match, which was dubbed the Future Is Now Showcase, and went 11:49. Josh Briggs, the winner.
Oh yeah, so the way this matchup worked is Josh Briggs is in the ring alone after a big scuffle. Yeah. He says, "Hey, my opponent is right there. Let's not wait. Let's do this match right now." They did.
Yeah.
And the retrosexual Anthony Green got to show off his stuff.
Yes, he did. But Josh Briggs got the W. I get the feeling that this is one of those cases where one got over, one is over, one got over. Would that be a fair assumption?
Yeah, I suppose so. By the way, the commentary was done solo tonight by legendary commentator Lenny Leonard.
Did pulled the Joey Styles there.
Yeah, for those who don't remember him, he used to do color commentary for Ring of Honor with Dave Prazak back in the day.
Yeah, so it was Prazak and Lenny Leonard. Now it's just Lenny Leonard.
Yeah, Lenny Leonard doing the commentary for Evolve. I'm not sure what Prazak is up to these days, though.
I know he's still hanging around with Shimmer. I do know that.
Yeah, he created that promotion.
That's his baby. So, I thought it was a pretty decent hot opener too.
Oh yeah,
right off the bat. And a big thank you to Evil Reverend. 14 months as a as a subscriber. The comment: chicken wing. Hi, villain. Match number 2: Stephen Wolf taking on Kurt Stallion, Sean Maluta, and Harlem Bravado in a fatal 4-way. The winner, Stephen Wolf. 9-19.
Harlem Bravado still has the Grandma's Boy gimmick. Yes, he's still doing it. Yes. 9 years later, still going strong as a Grandma's Boy. Yes.
The gimmick's still over, by the way, in case you were wondering.
And on the side of his trunks, it still has like the sweater, texture, pattern gimmick. I love that. Just those little things. Although he doesn't exactly have this old school like swish haircut that he had. Made him look like he was in a boy band.
I mean, it's about evolving. See what I did there, you know? You can boo me.
Although right now am I the one who thinks that Harlem kind of looks like Chuck Taylor? With his facial hair and haircut?
You're not wrong.
So yeah, I would say that definitely a lot of insanity in this match, and this is actually where one of the biggest technical botches I've ever seen happen.
Ooh, I know you're going to bring this
both
one
Kurt
up.
Stallion, both Kurt Stallion and Steppenwolf both did moves off the top rope, and the camera missed both of their spots, both of them.
Both of them. And one tried to catch the first one, and when they were trying to catch the first one, they missed the second one at the same time. That was bad. That was rough.
They should have just stayed on the hard cam.
Hard cam. When in doubt, hard cam.
Yeah.
That should have been number one. I get the feeling that WWE's production crew was helping out with the Evolve production crew with WWN, and someone miscommunicated something in there.
That is a possibility. After all, they were using Super HD cameras, unlike what they would normally use. Like, you can definitely tell this is a higher production value when it comes to at least their
WWE's networks, WB Network's production value was in full effect, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we will bitch about the technical shit because that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, this is why the fuck have a show if we're not going to do that? But it should be that despite that, Evolve. I don't think I've seen a couple of Evolve shows before this. I don't remember seeing Evolve look this good.
I would say this is the first Evolve show I've ever seen. I've always been meaning to watch Evolve, especially considering all the talent that's associated with the company, but I just never got around to doing it, unfortunately.
It's one of those things, time and money, and I'm with you on this one. I was able to watch one or two shows. One at the very beginning, I think it was Evolve 10 or 15, something like that. I don't even remember the matches. That's how long ago it was. But I remember watching it and have a good, decent time. So, it is what it is.
Oh, I have to give props to Stephen Wolf for doing quite a nice. I believe did he hit a shooting star press onto Bravado?
Yeah.
And the timing of it was perfect because Bravado just laid out, I believe it was either Maluda or Stallion, just laid him out, and then as soon as Bravado went down to sell his, taking the guy down, off came Stephen Wolf with the move, 1, 2, 3, and then Bravado's had this perfect expression on his face like, I lost? and props to the camera team for actually getting a close-up of his face for that.
Like I said, there are some major technical botches, but for every technical botch, there's at least one or two moments where that happens, and props to the department for that. Next up, Arturo Rojas. We got to speed run this, folks. This is a wrestling review is done quick. Arturo Rojas defeated Anthony Henry in a grudge match. Went 9:45.
A very nice MMA style match. And Arturo's got the win via submission, I believe, right?
Yeah. Brandy Lauren took on Shotzi Blackheart and won. It was no DQ. 9:49.
I have a couple of problems with this match, unfortunately. One of them involved a botched Shiranui, I believe. Yeah. How do you pronounce that? Unfortunately, Lauren just could not get Shotzi over because they're about to do a Shiranui onto the apron, but couldn't do it. But thankfully, they didn't try to do it again because that would just be worse.
It was one of those, one try, two tries, and then realized too dangerous, scrap it. Which, it's a botch, it's noticeable, but it is better to scrap it and get the you fucked up chant and then move on.
Of course, the big spot of this match was Lauren laid out onto a pyramid of tables. Shotzi went off the ropes, flew to the outside, but the interfering Anthony Green pulled Lauren right out of the way at the very last second, and Shotzi just completely ate shit on the chairs.
Yeah. Ow. Just ow.
And this is where things kind of got a bit wonky because once Lauren gets Shotzi in the ring. She pins her 1-2 kickouts, and then Anthony Green hands a kendo stick over to Lauren, and then Kurt Stallion comes out to interfere, try to even the audience, but then the camera just focuses on Stallion and Anthony Green, and they're just fighting on the ramp, and the camera just focuses on them, and then all of a sudden you start hearing these kendo stick shots for a good 10 seconds. Camera cuts over, you see like a few more kendo stick shots, and then Lauren pins Shotzi for the win, and that's it.
And we missed those kendo stick shots, which, again,
yeah.
That being said, still a good match. Just a couple of bad botches ruined it there.
Yeah, it's just like when you're hearing those shots, it's like, what's happening there? Get over there. Who's hitting who? I don't know what's going on.
Someone get on hard cam. Hard cam. Hard cam.
Why is the camera focusing so much on these people who aren't in the match instead of the people who are in the match? Ugh. It should also be noted that the match did start with some interference from a woman who I'm not too familiar with. I can't even remember her name, unfortunately. I'm very sorry for that.
Me neither, unfortunately.
But she was only in it for like 2 minutes. She got taken up by Shotzi, and then she just disappeared.
Babatunde defeated Colby Carino in a special challenge match that went only 3 minutes, 9 seconds.
Which is pretty much par for the course for Colby Carino. It's the kind of wrestler he is. He's used to, just getting thrown around by bigger guys. Mm-hmm. And this is no different. And this is still quite entertaining. And afterwards, I love the promo from Eddie Kingston, where he was like, go to the back. You've earned it. Get out of here. I just love the way Eddie Kingston
Which, by the way, which is a perfect segue into our next match. A.R. Fox and Leon Ruff, with Ayla and the Shulk defeated Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy for the Evolve Tag Team Championship and went 525. Let's talk about the fact that they gave Eddie Kingston a live fucking microphone.
Yeah, that was nice. And he cut one hell of a promo promoting, his faction, the Unwanted.
Yeah.
And
Eddie kept it very professional.
He was, and he put over each member individually very well.
That is a seasoned veteran, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just a shame that the match itself felt really shafted because it only went 5 minutes.
Yeah, I get the feeling they had you look at the match times other than the opening, everything in the undercard that was not WWE got shafted. Less than 10 minutes. I mean, thankfully there's only one that went under 5. But between 5 and 10 for the rest of the day, that is, and there are some decent matches that could have benefited from that time.
This match, more than anything else, really needed that time because this felt like a big, huge end of feud grudge match. Especially the way Era Fox and Leon Ruff were celebrating at the end, it felt like this is a culmination of months of build-up. But with how short the match was, you didn't really get that satisfaction of them really overcoming the odds.
There is a satisfaction in the quickness of it. There's some matches will drag on, will go the distance, and some matches, one flash knockout move will provide that catharsis in a sense. So I could kind of see where you could produce that, but again, this is coming from two guys who do not watch Evolve on the regular and don't know every storyline other than just what we get as presented.
I'm also just to remind me, the way they did their promo videos is also kind of bothersome because they'll play their promo videos and then they would smash cut to hard cam instead of doing what other companies do, which is have the video fade out to black and then fade up to hard cam. Instead, it would just be a smash cut, and it would also smash cut with the audio, so it would just be this really just jarring cut from promo video to live video.
I get the feeling that WWE were trying to keep the indie fed production value, I guess you could say. But if you got the ability to make it a smooth production, even just fade in, fade out. Come on, guys, this is video editing number 101 here.
Yeah, the last thing you ever want to do is just have it being all although I will give once again for production stuff, I'll give props to the ring announcer they had for the night. He did a pretty good job. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he did quite decently.
To the
No
wiki, I
complaints?
will go to see if we have any information on that. No, nothing.
While you're saying that, I feel like Lenny Leonard could have also provided some background information on who these people, like Ayla and the Shulk, who they were. He did not explain that at all. And when this is a show that's supposed to provide a new audience, you have to explain something, anything. Who are these people? I do not know. Who is Ayla? Who is the Shulk? And why were they dancing? And why was one guy doing the Macarena? I don't get it. Why was the Macarena?
Hey,
And Shintai Cole says Colby Carino, the unwanted fuckboy.
I saw that. I didn't want to bring that up. That guy doesn't deserve that much. Jesus.
Also, I've noticed that he's starting to grow his hair out like his dad.
He does. He is, actually.
He's like a skinnier version of his dad. And I did see Twitter posts from his dad showing how proud he was, which is great. What rage moment, Cure? We're currently talking about Evolve, which didn't really have a rage moment for me. Really, a few gripes, but that's about it.
Anyway. Now, you're wondering, those matches were a little short. Well, I'll tell you where the time went. The NXT guys. And, of course, appropriately enough, the longest match of the night went to the Evolve side of things. But the NXT guys got the lion's share of the undercard. Or, well, they got the real long times. But, in fairness, good matches. Good matches. Matt Riddle took on the Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Drew Gulak. And Matt Riddle was with Kurt Stallion. This was the Catch Point reunion match, and that, oh, good lord.
Drew's entrance.
Can we get more? Yeah, let's talk about that before we get to the match itself. That entrance was awesome.
So, yeah, like all these MMA guys come out running all around the ring, and then they all stand at the entrance ramp. And then out comes Drew Gulak with his Catch Point jacket. His Catch Point robe. Looked really badass. Walked to the ring. Faced away from the hard cam. Took off his robe. People popped for him wearing the Cruiserweight title at an Evolve show. It was nice.
It was nice. Appropriate and awesome. Oh, by the way, Kira Crystal, we're at Evolve. We're not even at... we haven't even talked to AEW yet. You calm your ass down. By the way, we will get the Brock fuck you Lesnar. We'll get to that motherfucker. Believe you me. Let's just talk about the
So, I'll just say about this match.
Can we get more Riddle versus Gulak, please?
So much good grappling. So many good transitions. Oh my god, this is so great. I want more of this. I want all of this. Gimme.
I'm with D-Dub on this one. More of Riddle v. Gulak, please. 2 out of 3 falls if you have to. We'll take 2 out of 3 falls. We're sick of 2 out of 3 falls. We don't care. We'll have 2 out of 3 falls, Riddle versus Gulak. More of that,
I was a little sad by the fact that Wonder Bread lost.
Fair enough.
I was really hoping he would win because it's his hometown.
And D-Dub, you just explained why he lost. It's his hometown.
But this is Evolve, not WWE. They're supposed to operate by their own rules. Although Lenny Leonard did use the phrase local medical facility.
There you go.
WWE, stop poisoning everybody!
What we had next was some stuff and things, followed by
matches.
Yeah, that's some stuff and things, followed by Paul Heyman in that promo you heard. He introduced well, I will call it's the semifinal of the co-main. I will call it the co-main of end of the evening. Austin Theory defeated JD Drake to win both the World Wrestling Network and the Evolve Championships. It went 16-22. Austin Theory's the right guy to win it, but I do not want to sleep on JD Drake.
Yeah, the promo package they aired for JD Drake just made him made you want to root for him because of all the struggles he's been through.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, Austin Theory is the star here. He is the younger one. He's only 20 years old.
How crazy is that? That good at that age?
Yeah, he's already like top 5 longest reigning Evolve champions. By the way, I'm really sad to see the WWN championship go because it was only around for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, getting rid of it already. Oh, all right. And especially since it didn't have that bad of a design. I liked it.
It was a good looking belt. But it is what it is.
So yeah, this match was quite fun to watch. I loved the story of Austin Theory constantly trying to finish on JD Drake, but Drake was just a bit too heavy for him up until the end. By the way, props to Drake for busting out the Vader bomb. Very nice.
That was a beautiful Vader bomb too.
And a moonsault at one point. Big guy can move.
Big guy can move. A lot of big guys can move. He is one of them.
I know, but when you see the way this guy wrestles, it doesn't seem like the kind of guy who could, but he can.
He can. He's like that. He good. We got to move on. We got to speed round this again.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know. We want to go mark out over this because this is a good night of wrestling. The main event. Akira Tozawa challenged Adam Cole, baby, for the NXT Championship. Won 13-15. The winner, Adam Cole, baby.
You want to know why Adam Cole won? It's because of the special stipulation attached to this match.
What was the special thing?
The stipulation for this match was a foregone conclusion match.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is one match where I just could not suspend my disbelief that they would do an NXT title change on an Evolve show. I'm sorry, I love Tozawa, but I just couldn't see it.
You know, I understand why this got to be the main event. You're on the network. You got to put over NXT. That's fine, but would it have been too much to ask, hey, which one's the bigger title match here? Which one's the not foregone conclusion? But Adam Cole and semi-main. Switch the last 2 matches. You probably have a better ending, but,
I'll also note that after Austin Theory defeated JD Drake, he took the WWE title, threw it on the ground, stomped on it, and then lights went out, lights went back on. There's Josh Briggs, beats the shit out of Austin Theory, leaves.
Yes.
And during this match, Adam Cole was about to use the NXT title as a weapon, but out came Mr. Gargano. He stopped this from happening, but Cole was still able to pick up the win nevertheless. And then the show pretty much ended with a stare down.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to rate this because this is independent wrestling, technically.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
That's what I would say. I'd say watch it just because it's independent wrestling on the WWE Network. If you have the network, you could watch this. There is no excuse. You can support your independent promotion by supporting the mainstream promotion. There's irony there, but that's what it is. Next up, and this will be speed round here, number 2, AEW's Fight for the Fallen, which was at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I had a feeling I liked the set and the setup for this event. And T-Dub, I like Tony Khan a whole lot more now. The inspiration for the setup, South Park.
Yeah, one of their funnier episodes, WTF.
Yeah. The setup was an amphitheater with the ring in the middle where if it was like a classical situation, the ring would be where the band is. Little something. I found it cute.
Yeah, it was a very nice little setup. The only downside was the fact that it was in the middle of July in Florida, which meant 85 degrees, super humid.
As hell.
I understand why they did it now because they just wanted to probably want to use the venue as soon as possible. But maybe next time, wait for maybe mid-November or early April. Perhaps?
You know, it's one of those, like Solo Monster brought up, kind of it had kind of like the spring WCW spring breakout feel to it. Outdoor venue like that.
Oh yeah, I'd say late March, early April, definitely for next time they use this venue. Then definitely.
Please, this is definitely a comeback venue, definitely for TNT. This is where I would say if you want to make AEW look unique, this is a venue to go back to.
You want this to be their impact zone, essentially?
I mean, they obviously want to travel with the show, but they want a home base, so to speak, like one of the regular.
Oh, kind of like how WCW would use Atlanta as their home base.
In a sense. You know, sometimes they would do Stage 1, and then they would do these Disney MGM. Kind of like that.
All right.
Like, it doesn't have to be, like, the home venue. It does not. Like, if you want to go to other arenas, do so. But if there's like WWE has, like, MSG that they would go, like, twice a year, for example, for Raw or SmackDown, that kind of stuff, you know. This is definitely, I would come back to this venue because it looks awesome. That being said, the buy-in, production issues. I don't know if you got it in your recording, but someone over on the production side turned on the closed captioning.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just the version I was watching, but apparently it wasn't. Apparently it was everybody.
It was everybody. Believe me, I thought, wait a minute, what the fuck was that? I checked, closed captionings are off. So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a botch on AEW's side, and they had the closed captioning. And the, let me see, I got the notes here. Aha. The setting was fluent drunkenese.
Ah, so they were speaking late 90s Sandman.
Or late 80s Robin Williams. Got the problem,
really?
Anyway, fluent. You're spleen, fluent drunkenese, bravo. That being said, I will say this: it did kind of ruin the first 6-man tag, like the 6-man tag in the kickoff, kind of like the buy-in a little bit at the end. So that's a big thumbs down. But it starts with Sonny Kiss taking on Peter Avalon with Leva Bates and went 5-15. CEO, I don't think CEO got the gimmick. Jacksonville, they got the gimmick.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And if anyone wants to know if the Young Bucks are aware of the reception of the gimmick, that's the gimmick. The whole gimmick is that it's a bad gimmick from the very beginning.
This is one of those self-aware gimmicks where they're just trying to see what they can do with it. Like, this is an intentionally bad gimmick because they want to see if they can get it over.
And it's starting.
It's starting to work. And it's obviously in being the elite. Leva's like, she's running with it. She don't care. So, like, it's a job. For Peter, foot in the door, not so much. Next up, B. Priestley, Shoko Nakajima. B. Priestley and Shoko Nakajima took on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Rio. And pour one out for Britt Baker. She took a concussion in this one.
Yeah, unfortunately. So if anyone's wondering why she went for the wrong corner, yeah, that's why.
She bonked her head. I don't know which is the spot that did it because everything looked good at the time before the big botch, but Britt unfortunately took a header.
Brian Zane is saying that it was B. Priestley's kick to the head at the beginning of the match.
See, that's my guess, but again, it's only a guess. That's why I'm not saying what it was.
Yeah. Nevertheless, the crowd was still red hot for pretty much everything that happened in this match. Nevertheless, which is kind of amazing. Which shows just how much they want to get behind these women.
So the crowd was generous for this show, which is nice because this show went entirely too long.
Which is weird because this show felt shorter than Extreme Rules for me overall.
It did. Like, this is weird. It went too long, but I'm like, I didn't mind it. It's like, I noticed, like, oh, shit. To me,
this is like long. to me, it's like old school ROH when they would go like a 4-hour show, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay."
And then you notice the time. It's like, oh shit, that went long.
Yeah, it's like, I was having so much fun. Why is it over now? Okay, I guess.
And then, of course, it's a legitimate criticism because for some people who this is too long.
Yeah, I could have.
You're trying to get away from the 4-hour shows, not make them longer, guys. Come on.
I understand, this sort of indie feel of, keep on going and going. Not for everybody.
So, but I was like, I was enjoying my time, The main show proper started with a 6-man tag. MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears took out. We got to move on, dude. Sorry.
All right, sorry. I was just, yeah.
I know we want to talk about more about this stuff, but I want you to go to bed, and I know you have work in the afternoon there, so
yeah.
But we got to move on. MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears took it on Darby Allin. Defeated Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela. It went 13-15. I love the fact that Sean Spears picked up the win on Darby Allin. Just kind of like a middle finger to Cody Rhodes there. A little bit of a hey, bitch, I beat this guy, you didn't. Fuck you.
Speaking of that, I loved MJF's doing the cartwheel and then 10 and then flipping the finger at Spears.
So obviously Sean Spears, Cody at all out, but I for one I'm not against MJF versus Sean Spears. Just saying.
Possibly. Also, Sammy Guevara definitely got time to shine when he was just flipping all over the place at everybody, going constant dives to the outside of the ring.
Is he trying to outflip Teddy Hart?
At the very least, he's trying to outflip Flip.
Very true. Now I want to see Sammy Guevara versus Teddy Hart and Flip Gordon. There you go. Get out of my head, dream matches. Brandy Rhodes took on Allie, and Brandy Rhodes was with the Awesome Kong in 11 minutes. You get a feeling they could have shaved about, a minute from this match, and it probably would have benefited.
I would say 2 or 3 minutes, and yeah, that probably would help, especially with the fact that it really did feel like Allie was sort of carrying Brandy through this match. It just felt like there were several spots where Allie sort of had to, slow down for her. Maybe it's just me.
Just me. This is probably the worst match of the night, sadly. I hate to say it. I don't want to say it, but if someone said pick a match that was the worst, I'm like, that one.
However, whatever problems this match had, much like the women's match beforehand, was made up for in the aftermath, this time with the appearance of Aja Kong.
Which, by the way, Aja Kong versus Awesome Kong, shut the fuck up and take my money.
I feel it's not going to be a singles match, it's going to be a tag team match.
Yeah, because Aja Kong can't, I don't know, can she work singles?
Yeah, she can.
I think
I saw her do that last year. She can still work a singles match, but I'm more worried about Awesome Kong, really, than anyone else.
Yeah, I see that now.
Concerning some of the injury issues she's had. So I'm predicting Brandy and Awesome Kong versus Allie and Aja Kong.
That makes sense. Oh, all hail the Dark Order. Sorry, I had to. The Evil Uno and Stu Grace, my boys, they're making their official AEW debut, and they won in a 3-way. Angelico and Jack Evans, and a boy and his dinosaur, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Marco Stuntu. A funny little spot there. When 15-15, the winners were to advance all out for an opportunity first round bye at AEW Tag Team Championship Tournament. I can't believe I did not trip over that, despite I just tripped that now. 15-15. Dark Order. I don't know if Dark Order is completely over, but they're getting there, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah. By the way, I love Dark Order's entrance. Very good stuff. Also, you want to make Jungle Boy look like a giant? Have him stand next to Marco Stunt.
Yeah. It looks like he's in the second grade. God damn it, MJF.
Also, Angelico and Evans did great with their chicken sheet heel stuff.
Yes.
None of them wanted really any part of Evil Uno.
Can you blame them?
And of course, the fatality finisher, seeing that on pay-per-view, or I guess the closest thing to pay-per-view while not being as such, with a large audience.
And it made me happy in my head place.
And the fact they actually called it the fatality.
Happy in my head place. Adam Page took on Kip Sabian 1905. They went long on this one.
I bet it makes me think they have plans for Kip Sabian in the future, possibly as their first mid-card champion.
You get that guess? You get that feeling too, huh?
I mean, it's something. They have to have something in plan. They put him on commentary in their last show, and they allowed him to get a lot of offense on this show, so they must have something in plan for him. And he also won the first AEW match period on pay-per-view, right?
He did, yeah. So they obviously they have something planned for him. Which, if for like Adam Page, like okay, you want to put over Adam Page, but you want to try to put over Kip Sabian, don't have the match then. Have Adam Page take on someone else. But they wanted to give Kip Sabian a long match to put him over, which again makes sense, but at the same time, Anyway, the Lucha Brothers.
Hold on. After this match, a certain creeper came out to attack Adam Page.
Hey, that's not a creeper. It's Chris Jericho.
And he busted him open.
He did. He totally did.
Gave him a nice shiner, too.
Yep. And then the Lucha Brothers took on SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Xavier and Scorpio Sky. It went 15-10. The Lucha Brothers won. And then they busted out a ladder match, beat the crap out of SoCal some more, and then challenged Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out.
Which I assume will be for the AAA Tag Team titles.
Because they are indeed the AAA Tag Team Champions.
And I assume this will lead to the Young Bucks' first loss in AEW.
More than likely. That'd be my guess. That being said, let's see. Next up, I believe was Chris Jericho cut his promo, or this was after Kenny and Shima?
I actually can't remember when he did, but let's just go over that right now.
Yeah, we'll go over Chris Jericho's promo, which was unscripted, as a matter of fact.
And just like with Paul Heyman, Chris Jericho did his own bit of crowd working and what would you call that? Heckling.
Heckling, and then jerk-offville, jack-offville. That being said, our last two matches, Kenny take.
Hold on, that's not it.
Oh yeah, Hangman Page got his receipt.
Adam Page
got his
called
receipt.
Adam Page a bitch. Yep, you called Adam Page a bitch. Out came Adam Page, who flew over the top rope. He didn't go through it. He just leaped right over it and just started beating the hell out of Jericho. And I feel like this pull-apart brawl, perfect way to set up for that main event.
Yes. Agreed.
Whatever hype was lacking, there it is.
Oh yeah. And of course, any leftover hype to be made will be done in the hype videos for sure. And of course, in the build-up to All Out. Of course, Kenny Omega took on Shima and went 22-30, and the crowd. There was a point where the crowd was a little bit lost, but Shima got it right back with a Meteora. From the staging part where you see where the crowd is on the stage there to the floor. That got him back.
Well, if anyone was wondering why the crowd was cheering and booing, the commentary actually did explain why this was. It was because they kept on turning off the video screen for the match.
Yeah.
Crowd was not a fan of that.
No.
Even though it wasn't a particularly large arena, so I'm pretty sure you could clearly see almost everything, but I guess they just liked having it there for the sake of it.
I guess it's one of those things where they had it on, then they had to turn it off to make sure you don't have, like, video echo, I guess. I don't know. But also, a nice little production touch, when it was all light, the screen, when it was showing the AEW logo and the Fight for the Fallen logo, there was some red in the background, and it looked nice and matched the light. And when it got dark and it was night, black screen in the background. Still the Fight for the Fallen and the Far and Far logos, and then the AEW logo. It was just a black background.
That reminds me, those lawyers were in the crowd, and at one point, camera cut to them.
Yeah.
One of them was looking just normal. The other guy was pissed drunk out of his mind.
He was so like you could see it. He had a half-empty beer.
Yeah, I love wrestling. Sir, how much did you have? This is my first one. Woo!
This is my first one. Sir, how many beers? This is my first Heineken. How many Coronas? Perfect 10.
Also, Private Party was there during
Yes.
section end. Who else was there with them?
Alex Jabailey.
Alex Jabailey.
Oh, good lord. Alex Jabailey. And right off the bat, sir, you can't be here. You gotta get out. You gotta get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, man. that
Shane,
was
I know
great.
you're in the chat. How happy were you?
I hope
Such
Alex
a big
Jabailey
get
just-
kicked out.
I want Jabailey to be the new Bobby Heenan, where he's constantly trying to get into AEW shows and getting kicked out.
Hold on, let me refresh the thing real quick. Because I get the feeling we don't have anyone in there. I'm sorry to erase the stuff, by the way, but where is everybody?
I don't know. Nevertheless, overall, Omega Shima, really great stuff, really hard hitting, and I know a lot of people were complaining about Shima hitting a million meteors, but nope, that was just his kind of shtick for this match.
Oh,
Didn't really bother me too much.
Evil Reverend. I just had a couple of tankers. Tankers? You ain't yellow large, so, sir. Yeah, well, that's them.
But yeah, it was nice to see Kenny finally get a singles victory, and the One-Winged Angel,
Okay.
still the most protected finisher in wrestling right now.
As it should be. And in the main event, Cody and Dustin Rhodes, the Brotherhood, took on the Young Bucks. It went 31-25. I heard complaints that the match went too long. I felt that was just about right.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect length for me. And just, oh my God, just these two teams, they just went at it. It was great. I loved
They
it.
did.
I loved all the
They
spots.
totally did.
I loved them. I loved the copycat spot. I loved all the dives. And Dustin, still with his old age, as old as he is, still did not miss a beat.
He hung in there. Like, and this is no joke. He hung in there. He looked like he belonged in that ring.
Is Dustin Rhodes one of the greatest of all time when it comes to consistent performance? When it comes to at least American wrestlers, like I can only think of like overall him and Liger as far as like consistent performances. Really, for this long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was. I'm trying to think of another one. Honestly, I mean Jericho would probably go into that conversation as well. But
Jericho's
besides
had
him,
some not so good points.
true. But he would be in that argument, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
He would be in there. Solid show. Of course, he ended with the promo, and Kenny Omega said he was asked to say goodbye. But it's like, dude, I usually say bang. This is not it. This is not it. How about we do boing? Goodbye and good night. Boing.
boing.
And they rose $150,000 minimum. Brothers probably gonna be more.
Probably, but yeah, it's still a
And-
nice little thing. Also, Shad has quite the mustache.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Shad the Stash Khan.
God damn it, please put that over. Owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, ladies and gentlemen, Shad the Stash Khan. And for those wondering, where's Vegeta singing Mustache? Mustache, mustache, mustache. That's all you're getting. Anyway.
Well, that should have been his entrance theme instead of Kenny Omega's theme.
Oh, good
Which,
lord.
by the way, definitely a plus the fact that they fixed whatever was going on with their entrance music stuff to where you could barely hear it. Now you can hear it perfectly fine. Kenny's theme is fire!
I like it. What do we say about this one, T-Dub?
I'll give it, I guess a 4 out of 5. There's just
That's
I
where I'm
had too much
setting.
fun watching this. I had
Yeah,
too much
this-
fun watching this to give it anything lower.
This was a fun match. This was a fun night. Maybe a little too long. Long on the tooth for sure, but I was okay with it. That was a good night, and I had a decent time watching. And the matches were good. That's 4 out of 5 for me. And then, oh boy, and then, speaking of long shows, it felt longer, I'll tell you that much. Extreme Rules 2019, July 14th. That was the day after. That was at the Wells Fargo Center, 12,800 purported attendance. A whole lot of people reffing, talking, and all that good stuff. The card is as follows. Of course, they were in Philly because, duh. The night opened up with Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title, and I do feel sad in my head place because I watched that. That was kickoff. I'm like, they should not be in the kickoff, like, at all.
Also, I missed this match because I was actually having dinner at my parents' house at the time, so
Same
I
here.
didn't
I
get
watched
home.
it after the fact. They had a good match, but 740 and new Intercontinental Champ Shinsuke Nakamura. He is effectively a tag title reign away from the Grand Slam. He's got the Triple Crown.
he still has never been world champion.
Oh, that's true. He has not been world champion yet. Well, he's been NXT champ. But that unfortunately does not count, sadly. Drew
Thankfully, I
Gulak
did watch
defended.
this next match.
Yeah, Drew Gulak defended the Cruiserweight title against Tony Nese, 725. Another corker for the Cruiserweight title.
Oh yeah, one hell of a match. I am very glad to see Drew Gulak retain and cannot wait to see his next opponent. Put it on the pay-per-view, please.
Please, please, please. And then the main show started not with a random women's title match or the last man standing. No, they started with The Undertaker and Roman Reigns beating the shit out of Shane McMahon and reserving Drew McIntyre for SummerSlam, hopefully. It was 17 minutes. It was no holds barred, and Shane got a fucking tombstone.
Yeah, I would say this is the best the performance I've seen from Undertaker in like 3 years at least.
This is his in 5 years, I would argue, his best performance. 5 years.
I
This
could
was
definitely
his
see
best.
that. It's been a while since we've seen him look this good. Like he wanted everyone to go like, nope, like Goldberg match never happened. Nope, what are you guys talking about?
Goldberg
Nope,
match.
this is-
Gold who? Greenberg? Who? Nope. Never happened.
Just look at this match. Look at this match. Look at me taking my bumps like a champ. Look at me throwing people around. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? Isn't it like I just aged backwards? Please forget about anything that's happened the past 5 years. Don't even think about that match.
In fact, think about of Drew McIntyre versus Undertaker, please.
As long as Undertaker can stay in this shape and perform at this level, then I definitely look forward to that.
If he can
also-
perform the same way he performed here, we're in good shape with Drew McIntyre.
Also, I'm glad they finally had somebody pin Shane McMahon. It's about fucking time.
Thank you. Raw Tag Team titles. The Revival defended against the Usos, 12:35. What say you on this? I'm not sure to think. I think it was a good match.
It was all right.
It was all right. Not their best.
That's
effort,
all I can
to be
say.
fair.
That unfortunately, I wish this. I don't know. There's just something lacking from this match. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe all the comedy beforehand really.
More than likely.
Yeah.
El
Yeah,
Evil
'cause
Reverend
Vince McMahon
Canicoke to
comedy-
the cameraman who caught that shot of Drew rising behind Undertaker, ready to thrust that Claymore. That's going to be in the hype videos for SummerSlam right there.
Oh
That
hell yeah,
shot.
100%.
Please use
One
that
thing I will
shot.
say though. One thing I will say though, I was glad to see Revival retain.
Oh yeah,
So that's something.
which makes sense for now. Aleister Black took on Antonio Cesaro. It went 9:45, and I want a rematch.
We got a rematch.
We got a rematch on SmackDown. I want another rematch. I want more of these two.
Do you just want to see us two wrestle until the end of time or something?
I don't know if I want to chant "Fight Forever" for this, but I do want one more.
Also, this
these
was
guys-
one of
Like peanut butter and jelly, these guys are good.
oh yeah, there's just certain match types I guess just click, and this is one of them. And I'm a bit worried that they'll just run this into the ground like they always do with their feuds nowadays.
Fair
Because they've
point.
already had now 2 matches in 1 week, so just pump the brakes a little bit. Pump the brakes.
Please.
Let it breathe.
Bailey took
Nevertheless,
on. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, this one Elvis star making role for Aleister Black.
Yeah. Bailey took on Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. She defended again in a handicap match for the women's championship of the SmackDown Live the first today. 10:30.
It is about as good as a handicap match could be, I guess.
Yeah. Just meh.
Nothing much else to say other than that. All 3 women they tried, but handicap matches very rarely.
handicap
are actually good.
matches, and the crowd did not want this match. And
Yes,
I'm
most
being
crowds-
generous. The crowd was Lexi sucks. This is awful. WWE crapped a bet on this feud, and the crowd and Philly. I have my disagreements with Philadelphia TW. You know this, but I have to agree with Philly on this one.
And what doesn't help is the fact that the character building just seems to have come to a
Sucked.
complete stop.
Just say it sucked.
It came to a complete halt with this match because afterwards, Cross and Bliss still friends. Then apparently on Raw, that's still the same. They haven't done any sort of progression at all, which you think they would because they just lost a women's title match. That should be a big deal. That just doesn't make sense with any sort of character writing at all. What are they doing? Do they have any plans at all?
You're asking WWE's creative team in 2019 if they have ideas.
They should.
You
I
know
mean,
better. You know better.
You don't just put random matches together and not expect like any sort of status quo.
T-Dub, this is
not change.
WWE
I mean,
creative. This is a senile, old man senile asshole Vince McMahon not knowing what the fuck to do anymore.
certainly feels that way.
Though I will give him this. Man could book a fucking last man standing match. Bobby Lashley taking on Braun. 17:30. Braun and Bobby. Boys, my hat's off to you. That was a
His
hell
name
of
is
a
no
match.
longer Braun Strowman. Thanks to
Oh.
Chuck Taylor, his name is now Brown Strawman.
Braun Strowman, who cares? He and Bobby beat the piss out of each other in this match.
And I'll
This
definitely
was a
say that
Haas
was
match. I actually enjoyed this match. I was surprised by this.
It was a pretty good Haas fight around the arena and one hell of an ending with the power slam through everything, it looks like.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah. New Day took on. Let's see, New Day are the new tag team championship, the new SmackDown tag champs. They defeated Daniel Bryan and Rowan and Heavy Machinery, Otis and Tucker, to gain the crown. They are 6-time champs, 14 minutes the time.
This is my match of the night. These
yeah.
3 teams went out there and they killed it.
They killed
They
it.
were amazing.
I will say this though, the build up was the Eco Warriors versus Heavy Machinery. So logically speaking, okay, you want to drop the belts. drop of the heavy machinery, right? Now, I got nothing against the New Day. It's not a bad choice, but this, I was happy. Hey, New Day, what? Hey, wait a minute. Weren't they building Eco Warriors versus heavy machinery heavily here?
They were.
This came out of nowhere, this booking.
I wouldn't say nowhere, because New Day were put into the feud a few weeks ago.
They were.
But it definitely feels more out of left field than
this
you'd
felt
expect.
out of place, is what I'm trying to say. This wasn't a bad match. I'm in complete agreement with T-Dub on this one, match of the night for sure. But this felt out of place, this booking decision.
It feels like they just wanted New Day to have all the belts they could.
Which
Just
is
want every
fair.
member of the New Day to have a championship going into SummerSlam, I suppose.
This is, again, fair, but it's like the build-up was Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery, and then all of a sudden New Day. That's just how it feels.
It's not, at the very least, this wasn't as wonky as all of a sudden Charlotte's women's champion.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
I'll give it that. But again, it's nitpicking, but I have to bring it up. AJ
Yeah, I definitely
Styles.
understand.
AJ Styles, new U.S. champ, took on Ricochet and defeated Ricochet. 16-30, and good interference.
I'll definitely say so. Gallows and Anderson running interference, one distracting the ref, the other crotching Ricochet on the ropes. Mm-hmm. And ending with a Super Styles clash.
Yep.
Which could have gone very wrong, but thankfully Ricochet's a pro. He knew which way to tilt his head.
Yep.
Thankfully there was that. And aside from that, this match was, I would say, pretty good.
The thumb is
Feel
up.
like
I'd say the thumb is up, right?
Although it felt like something was missing. I'm not sure what it was. Something was missing though. Maybe they're saving it for SummerSlam.
Kevin Owens stunned the shit out of Dolph Ziggler in 17 seconds. Good.
Why is Ziggler still around? I can't get invested in Ziggler anymore.
I will just
sorry.
say, we don't have to say anything. Dolph Ziggler, bye-bye. But I should have been me, bye-bye. This is you. I should have been me. This is me, bye-bye. Kevin Owens stunned the shit out of Dolph Ziggler. Good. Kofi Kingston took on Samoa Joe and defeated Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. 9:45. God damn it, they're turning. They are. You know what's? Yeah, I'll tell you what's wrong with this match. They're turning Samoa Joe into Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt / Dolph Ziggler.
They had a good match, but God,
it was decent. But after looking at the time, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's wrong with it. It was way too short. Show gone 5 minutes longer. I know it's saying about a card this long, but like, I don't know. I feel like these guys could have done more.
Yeah.
And the finish just kind of came out of nowhere, which I understand Trouble in Paradise is sort of that finisher that does come out of nowhere, but I don't know. It felt like, and it also makes me feel really bad for Joe because he just keeps on losing and losing and losing and losing. He's lost the last 3 pay-per-view matches in a row. As many people brought up, he's lost 8 World title matches in a row. You can only have him lose so many times before the audience just starts to lose interest. And when you add in the fact that Samoa Joe's, 40 years old? He doesn't have that much time left on his hands.
No, he does not. He does not. And that's what worries me, actually. Do they honestly really know what they have? That's my concern. Do they actually know they have a good champion there? Or they're just throwing him in there because he's just Joe?
I'm sure there's a lot of people in the back that realize how good Joe is, but it's all about one person at the end of the day. One person.
And nothing of value has changed. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch defeated Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans to retain their championships. I ain't reading that pile of word salad that was the stipulation for this match. You know what it is. And with 1955, this was, for all intents and purposes, a clusterfuck with a couple of good moments. I'll bring the one that really comes up to mind, which was part of the finish. Baron Corbin gave Becky Lynch end of days, and props to both. That's all I'm going to say there.
And of course, this sent Seth Rollins into a rage, and he absolutely annihilated Baron Corbin. Just
beat
that's the
the
only word I can use to
shit out
describe
of
it. It
him.
was an annihilation.
He beat the shit out of him, man.
Yeah, he beat him up with every weapon that wasn't nailed down. Hit him with 3 curb stomps. 1, 2, 3. Rollins definitively wins, and I gotta say this match was about.
This was better than it had.
I was
This
expecting.
was better than it had any right to be.
Considering the lackluster and very, very overly scripted and just awkward build-up.
Considering the overbuilt, the overbooking, the everything involved, this was better than it had any right to be. You know, there was that double table spot with Becky over Evans, and then Seth Rollins right after with the splash on Corbin for both tables. That was nice.
And had this been the way the show ended, I would have been like, you know what? Fine show. You know what? Thumbs up. It was good. It was good. Good job, WWE.
Let me fetch. Let me find Penn Jillette real quick, because I believe he is very appropriate for this particular situation. If you understand my my drift.
Oh, I
here.
know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, this would have been a perfect way to end the show.
And then there's this asshole.
Brock Lesnar cashes in. I ain't even gonna tell you what the fuck happened. You know exactly how goddamn dead the Universal title is fucking again.
And and then of course they're gonna do the rematch between Rollins and Lesnar at SummerSlam, and
They set it up on Raw, which was a decent battle royal, but this was just a formality to skirt around the rematch clause that they abolished.
and I don't care. I doubt I'm even gonna watch these two wrestle because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about Lesnar being the main event. Stop it. It's just so frustrating because they spent so long building up. Oh, who can beat Lesnar? Who can beat Lesnar? And then somebody beats Lesnar, then inevitably, just a few months later, he just gets the belt back anyway. So this has happened now twice. Somebody beats him, and then he just gets the belt back anyways. So why, oh why, should we ever get invested in any feud he's in ever fucking again? Because we know that a few months later, he's just going to get the belt back again. So what is the fucking point? What is the point?
And nothing of value has changed. I've been harping this since November of last fucking year. We've lost friends over this argument. And there are people who will defend this shit day in and day out. I used to be one of those guys, because I could find a way to explain the shit that they're putting on TV. I cannot defend this. You had, before Brock Lesnar showed up, what'd you have it at as a rating? 3.5, 4 out of 5?
Before Lesnar shows up, I was probably going to give it a 3.5.
That's where I was sitting with 3.5. I understand you're trying to sell up buildings and you think Brock Lesnar is the right idea. No, it's not anymore. Brock is an attraction, yes. He's not the attraction. Get rid of him. Put the belt back on Rollins. Have a nice pop, a nice feel-good pop. Whatever it takes. Whatever. Fine. Ditch the beast. We're done.
They
don't
don't need him
want
as
Brock.
a champion. They don't need Brock as a champion. He's just, in and of himself, he's a special attraction. All they do is just have him show up, beat the shit out of somebody, then leave. But he doesn't have to be a champion. He doesn't need that.
Brock Lesnar is go. Brock Lesnar as a champion is go away heat. Period. Ditch the beast. Period. And because of that, 2 out of 5 for me.
I'm actually more generous than you. I gave it a 2.5. But yeah, I could definitely understand your rating because Like, the ending of a show is very important because that's the last thing that's always going to be in your memory when you think of any show, whether it be the horrendous ending of Dexter, the horrendous ending of Game of Thrones, or any other show that's had a horrendous ending. It always leaves people going back and going, man, that show was good up until the final season or the final episode or whatever. And then people only remember the ending of it. That's always what's going to be in people's minds. And just like it's the same way with wrestling pay-per-views, if a show does not end with a bang, with sending people home happy in some sort of satisfactory way, then people aren't going to remember the show very fondly, and our ratings reflect that.
Arcada said it best. Class reflection. The ending is paramount. And you had a good show. Maybe not the best show the event did. No, this was probably going to be best show so far for WWE. Outside of WrestleMania?
For me, I would still give to WrestleMania overall, personally.
Oh, yeah. But
that's personal preference. And I could also admit that me not enjoying the show as much as everyone else could have been due to the fact that I watched New Japan and AEW back-to-back on both Saturday and Sunday. So by the time I got to the show...
That's what I did, too. I was literally in the afternoon. It was New Japan. At night, it was AEW. And then the next night, it was a little bit of more New Japan. And then this show. And come on, guys. It didn't have to be like the best wrestling in the world. You just had to be a good show. And you had it. You had it. And then Brock Lesnar happened.
Just like Money in the Bank. Just like Money in the Bank.
Fuck you, Vinny. Let's move on. This was a long show already.
Well, when you were reviewing 3 shows, there's no way we can make it short.
That's why I was trying to speed round this shit. But
I know, but there's no way we could speed around this. We have too many thoughts and opinions on these matches that we want to share. There's no way we could speed around it as much as we wanted to.
It is very true. It's time for your emails and comments of the week. You can send them at thewrestlecast@gmail.com. We have 2 of them. We begin with Dark Mortimer. By the way, before I do get anything else, I got invited to a party next Friday. So, no WrestleCast next Friday? Is everyone okay with that?
I am, especially since that gives me more time to prepare for the VCW show that's happening next Saturday.
Sweet. All right, so no WrestleCast next Friday. In fact, do us a favor. If you're looking to watch something, watch G1 Climax.
There you go. There you go.
There's our recommendation.
I made sure to have work. I made sure to have work off next Saturday, so that way I could definitely make that show.
Good call. Good call. So Dark Mortimer kicks us off, as I mentioned. And let me just turn this off right here. And I'd start reading. Meanwhile, on the abandoned warehouse, sounds of someone getting beaten with a crowbar off camera. Dark Mortimer, you may not know this, but I really hate it when someone stabs me in the back, both metaphorically and literally. Camera pans to someone tied in barbed wire, laying and bleeding. Raven, it seems like being loyal is a lost trait to them. Rip Van Winkle, yeah, just like being the major left me to die on that ship. Roberta, well, at least Master Mortimer brought you back after that, which, by the way, it's time for this week's comments. Mortimer, already? This week in Kidnapping for Revenge went very quickly. Fight for the Fallen, great show for a cause. Not sure if I was Jericho wearing a creeper mask. It would have been it could have been Sin Cara wearing a Chris Jericho mask underneath that creeper mask. Like that.
I get it.
Really like
that reference.
I like Sean. Really like Sean Spears' motive on why he attacked Cody, and referring himself as the chairman of AEW. I like that pun too, to be fair. B. Priestley finally makes her debut and already wanting to tear Britt Baker DMD. Rip Van Winkle, baby! Head off. Adam Cole, and of course, Adam Kenny says boing to close the show. Evolve? Okay, Shotzi, I know you have the ballsy you're the ballsy baddest, but can you please wear your helmet before diving onto those chairs? Enjoy the quick history of Riddle of Enjoy the quick history of Riddle Gulak as members of Catchpoint. Colby is going places ever since he was murdered by War Machine and Ring of Honor. Oh, and he kicks in on the WWE Network. Never thought I'd see the day, where he would doesn't swear while being a heel. Very true. Yeah, he's got the curse on when he's a heel, but not this one. Extreme Rules, about 99.5% of the show was good. The mixed winners take all match was enjoyable. Rip would have been better if Lacey had Seth's face airbrushed on her head gear instead of his name.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Camera shot.
Someone.
So Lacey's making a red.
Someone was watching The Beautiful People.
It felt like it because like Lacey's making her entrance and she backs her ass straight into the camera and the camera at the same time zooms straight into it. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
There's this wonderful meme. There's this wonderful meme of that shot and it goes right up her hole, right to a baby saying, hello, and then right back, zoom out.
Okay then.
Yeah, it was nuts, but it did have me laughing. Moving right along here, Raven watches Lacey's entrances. Meh. The New Day become 6 tag team champs. Thus, more pollution is produced, and Bryan and Rowan are no longer to play as a champion. Black and Cesaro was match of the night for me, and Bayley retains after beating 2 opponents at the same time, thus averaging her loss against Bliss at Extreme Rules a few years ago. Shame that the Street Profits won't be celebrating at any party. Raven, I wouldn't mind partying with Nicola Cross. Raven, she married a woman. Oh, fine. Mutters while walking back to in a cutout of Paige. Okay. Winners, the weekend of great wrestling, currently watching G1 matches. Shane losing a match. Taker not hurting himself. Braun and Lashley for that last man standing. Big Damo for squashing the shit out of Matt Riddle into a grave. Bray returning as The Fiend. Rip Van Winkle. Wowie, that's going to be fun. And then 24/7 segments. Yeah, the title's design is bad, but it's more prestigious than the Part-Timers title. Losers, Vince McMahon for the booking decisions. The less I acknowledge the ending, the better. And those that are close to me that betray me. God damn it. I gotta find this now. Remove this shit. You people realize that I got a thing on top of the keyboard here, and I gotta read this shit. There we go. Let's just get this set it back up and get this and this.
Betrayal! What? Betrayal! Betrayed me!
It should also be noted that Matty never reads the emails before the show.
I do, but sometimes I just realize that this sounds like, you know what, you're calling for a button here, and I didn't realize it at the time. Mortimer, well, that's it for this week. Got a Comic-Con to work on. Raven, Rip, let's go. The Fallen Society walks through the door of the exit warehouse. Locks door, got the trigger. Holds up the trigger, click, inside the warehouse. The speakers going full blast of Rip Van Winkle's cover of American Males, followed by the warehouse exploding. So, a building exploding to American Males.
American males, American males, American males.
Okay then. Next up, oh, you know who it is there, T-Dub.
French!
Hello, Wrestle Cast. I completely forgot to mention this happy 500th episode. Can't believe I stayed all those years listening to you since the days of thatguywiththeglasses.com, and I have no regrets about it. One of the better wrestling podcasts on the internet to listen to every Sunday. Not to mention this August will be the 10th anniversary on SummerSlam weekend. My body is ready. Folks, this is why I'm doing the show during SummerSlam weekend.
Matty,
It just makes sense.
I should note that I never had to tell, not sure if I ever told how I came about being a fan of the Wrestle Cast, because some people, man, for those of you who are only started listening a few years ago, obviously Lonnie, aka Dominus66, was the original co-host.
Yeah.
I originally was a fan. I came across this and another wrestling podcast on the old TWK forums. And I did this while playing Half-Life 2, and I wanted something in the background to listen to. I was playing the game. And I found this to be a much more enjoyable podcast because the other one was just rambly, not organized at all. But I found this one, I was like, oh, this actually has production value. And they have segments, and it all feels like really professional. I like this show. So I started listening, and I started sending emails in, promoting my local independent company. And then eventually, Lonnie left, and I was like, you know what? Let's bring in Tita, because I actually did a few guest spots here and there on the show, and he decided to take the chance with me as a co-host, and we've been off to the races ever since.
I don't regret. I do not. I act like I regret that decision. I do not regret that decision, especially now that I've become that rambly podcast with a structure now. But
no, we still have a structure, still organized as always.
Despite the fact that the producer and host isn't as organized as he should be.
Yeah, I'll admit I did add a bit to the organization because I did notice that sometimes the news segment would be a bit all over the place. So that's kind of where I stepped in and actually started taking notes before the show as to what we discuss. So I decided to take that.
And a lot of people think I'm disorganized, which is true, but at the same time, I like to talk about a lot of stuff, and it just throws off and everything else. T-Dub has a better filter of what to talk about news-wise than I do.
Yeah, I generally don't. I generally just like to talk about stuff that we know is solidified, that we know is happening. And that's what I have lined up for tonight in the third segment. So look forward to that.
Yay. But yeah, 500 episodes, and he's looking for... Thank you, by the way, for that. That was awesome. He's one of our original fans, too. So this is awesome.
Yeah, French Taku has been a fan longer than I have, because I came in... I started listening around 2010, I think.
Something like that. It was a year in.
Yeah. So, still relatively early on, at least. I still remember Z Mikester.
And the Canadian jokes, yeah.
Which I continued.
You do, by calling me an American now, which is weird.
Because you are an American, you're not Canadian. In fact, every time I try to say you are, the stream keeps cutting me off. Like, what? So 100% citizen. See, it can't be said.
You know what, Tino? I'll say it. For I am Canadian. Now you say it.
All right. At least one of us can admit it to some degree. Whether or not it is the truth is up to you people.
Anyway. Oh, by the way, that his silence, that's just him trying to tell me I'm Canadian again. Don't mind him. The internet fucks up like that. Anyway, on for this week's review, he says, a Fight for the Fallen fun event so far. I still got to see the two of the better matches of the event. Omega Chima versus, and of course, Rhodes Bros versus Young Bucks. It's not to be top level pay-per-view since it's for charity, but I can't wait for All Out. Do not disappoint me, AEW, a 3.5 out of 5. WB One Night Stand 2019 so far. It's the best pay-per-view this year until the ending. More on that later. We saw 4 title changes. Shinsuke Nax as a new IC champ on the pre-show of all places. Damn you! AJ Styles defeating Ricochet for the new US champ. The New Day as 6 times tag team champs, which is great, since now the stable all have all the gold or all the belts. And then there's the Universal belt. So that Extreme Rules tag between Rollins and Lynch versus Corbin and Evans, with the shot of Lacey's rear on Seth's, with Seth on it. Excuse me for a moment, I'll be in my bunk. 30 minutes later. Okay, I'm good. The match was
Really?
great. It's what it says on the thing, man. I'm
Really,
reading
French
it.
Otaku? I am disappointed. Oh yes.
To be
Write
fair,
Seth's name all over your body.
T-Dub, to be fair, Lacey Evans is a beautiful woman.
Eh.
And she's got a great ass. And you had that camera all the way up it. Al Pacino for the win, baby. Heat. Great movie. Anyway. And Heat, Sunday night. Yeah, I'm putting myself over here. Moving on. The match was great despite not being a tornado tag match. And oh my God, Corbin hit the end of days on Becky. The only time Becky got legit heat. But ultimately fails because when Seth finally stepped into madness and hit the blackout 3 times, only for Lesnar to cash in and become the new Universal Champion. And now the title is dead again. Overall, a great pay-per-view, but the ending ruins it 3.5 out of 5. You're more generous than either one of us is, my friend. But because
I thought I was being generous.
Yeah. Raw, next week, Raw reunion, and it's pretty much an attempt at a boost of ratings by bringing old superstars out of Smash Brothers Ultimate, like, aka, everybody's here. However, that won't help since neither Heyman or Bischoff are fully in charge, and if they are, which I doubt, there's a case of Vince supervising everything. We'll get to that. The only best part of it, Bray Wyatt's return to feud with Finn Balor, and that will be a good send-off since since Finn will be absent for 2 months, which is so deserved. SmackDown Live, barely remember anything outside of Bryan saying nothing, and Kevin Owens giving stunners on Shane O'Mac, with the first one being botched. I saw that botch. Good Lord, Shane. Shane. I'm going to refer to Ross Twiddell on that. Best in the world? Kiss my ass. 205 Live, Gable Gallagher 2. Go watch it. Amazing performance between the two. Agreed. These two knocked it out of the park. Winners! The Wrestle Cast for 500 episodes. If it wasn't you, I wouldn't have listened to Shin Taiko, Rappo, Brimstone Sean, Hairball, Misha Mayhem, Diamond Ice 56, Z Meister, and many more. Hope for 500 more. Maybe a collab with other YouTubers of the wrestling community. I would love to do that. How sick, T-Dub, would this show be if we had Ross Twiddell on?
That'd be very nice. The only downside is the time difference because we start at 10, which means it would be, let's see, it's 5, so...
3
in the morning!
Yeah. I get the
I
feeling
don't think
it'd
Ross
be...
is staying up that late.
It would have to be one of those things where we would have to be rich enough to fly over there. Or to have him fly over here, but...
Pay for our flights. We'll take the cheap seats.
We'll take the cheap seats. We'll Airbnb the fucker. Or the cheapest hotel we can find.
I'm very nervous about Airbnb a little bit, personally.
We'll find the cheapest hotel possible.
And then treat us to your most gourmet of Burger Kings.
Hashtag have Mike will travel is what we're trying to get at here. Speaking of episodes, happy 550 episodes of What Culture's Ups and Downs with Simon Miller. Good on you, brother. Chad Gable versus Jack Gallagher on this week's episode 205 Live. Amazing performance by the two. The idea of a title change of the 24/7 belt at Comic-Con. You know what? Do it. And if you can, do it at either of those cons event. EVO, CEO, Japan Expo, Anime Expo, WrestleCon. Just go DDT on that sumbitch. Fuck, bring in the Ranger stuff. That'd be my thing.
Your winner and new 24/7 champion, Giannis Prime!
And then I roll him up. And then me as Yano. Ding! 1, 2, 3. Oh! R-Truth tries to get it back. Oh! Break!
But you don't have corners pads to throw at him.
We'll improvise. We shall improvise, my friend.
Also, you gotta make sure that. Wait a minute, is Mildred going to be there?
He plans to. Last time I checked.
Well, he's a tall motherfucker, so you're gonna have to watch out for him.
Oh, definitely. We will have matches for that sumbitch that weekend. And of course, whoever has the championship will give it back to R-Truth in a pinfall-like situation. Or Drake Maverick. Or whichever happens to be.
Or whichever one of the underutilized talent happens to be in the area.
Tell you what, if it does happen on Ranger Stop, bring EC3. We'll put that fucker over. We will put him over.
You would do a better job than Vince McMahon.
Goddamn right. You goddamn right. And another winner for French Otaku, last one, as a matter of fact. Props to Becky Lynch, who was manly enough to take the end of days. I don't care if someone with weird hair call it domestic violence, which it's not. It did make sense. Besides, gender equality. Thank you. Losers, the fact that WB backpedaled on the spot where Lynch received the end of days because, I don't know, kids? Brock Lesnar, Universal Champion, again. I hate this with passion. Fatal 4-Way on Raw for the Raw Women's title challenger spot and the Kabuki Girls versus Iconics matches for the SmackDown title. Sorry, but not that great. Mickie James having knee surgery, which was successful, thank God. Also, hello, Matty's knees. Yeah, they heard you. Even if she's absent on TV, said that she's out for a time being. Jeff Hardy being arrested. Good news? It was due to too much vodka. The bad news? He's getting arrested again. Man, keep it together, Brother Nero. That's it. It's getting late. But I do want to have a request. Working for the Week. Remixed by YouTuber MC McQueen 8601. If it can help you, Matty, with new songs for 16/8 bits, there's one. Enjoy the weekend. You know what? Nice. I will check that out. As a matter of fact, I will definitely check that out. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, those were your emails and comments of the week. You can send them at thewrestlecast@gmail.com. Oh, Reverend in the chat. Shane, where are you? Where are you going? I didn't even kick you yet. We'll be back with the news. Don't go far, folks.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Stone Cold, what are you doing up so late?
Hey, Dan. Well, I'm just studying. I'm fading pretty fast, so.
I know just the thing.
Thanks, Dan. That really helps.
Don't work too hard.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
A new Fire Pro Wrestling game, huh? I got this.
Kenny Omega's starting out strong. An elbow to the face. Omega won't take this sitting down. And a low blow. He'll be feeling that tomorrow. This can't be good. It looks like a devastating pile driver.
Not like this.
Is this lights out for Omega?
Kenny!
But wait.
Gotcha!
Kota Ibushi's at the ropes.
Gotcha!
Begging Kenny to tag him in. Turn your living room into a ring with Fire Pro Wrestling World. Fight alongside and against your favorite New Japan Pro Wrestling talent in the all-new Scenario Mode. Edit custom wrestlers, title belts, and more to book your dream match. Then, share your creations online and battle with players from around the globe.
Golden Trigger!
Who do you have in your corner?
Tag a friend, and we'll see you in the ring.
Fire Pro Wrestling World, available August 28th.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
Mr. Regal, we just want to get your reaction to the chaotic ending tonight between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole.
Chaotic's the word for it, isn't it? I can't help being a little mad at myself because I thought I'd definitely come up with a situation to end this before, but it's obviously not enough. So now I've had a minute to think about it, and this is the only thing I can think of. It will put a stop to this once and for all. At TakeOver Toronto, it will be Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship again, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. But this time it'll be a little different. Johnny Gargano gets to pick one of the stipulations, Adam Cole gets to pick the other. And if this does go to a third fall, I will pick the other stipulation. Hopefully that will put an end to all of this nonsense.
Here on the Wrestle Cast, RVT Entertainment Production, BrokenInfinite.com, Podomatic.com, iTunes podcasting places, Twitch.tv/RVT Entertainment, and all of that good stuff. Half Mike will travel if I am currently looking. So if you're listening to this looking to hire me or even T-Dub, T-Dub would like a better job, I am sure. Give us a call. Or an email. The email's up there, and I'll send you the official stuff. And we are good people. Matter of fact, hiring the whole RVT crew. We'll do this full time. And Rico. We were talking about William Regal was the clip there, and Rico, in before no DQ. Last man standing, Hell in a Cell. I could see that. Well, it is what it is. So we were talking about this a little bit before we went on air, and T-Dub, you're getting sick of Cole versus Gargano there.
A little bit, because like the whole WWE landscape seems to be just stuck in rematch city for several months now.
Several years. What are you talking about, dude?
But it's especially gotten to the point where even NXT is just doing a rematch after rematch after rematch, and it just makes the whole roster of NXT feel shallow. When it isn't.
Just a tad.
There's so many wrestlers who have yet to appear on a TakeOver show. We've yet to see Mia Yim or Keith Lee. Or trying to think, whatever Punishment Martinez's current name is. Haven't seen him yet. Dakota Kai is supposed to be coming back from injury soon. She still has yet to appear on a TakeOver.
They have a deeper roster than they're playing off of. I'll tell you this. I'm just saying that if this 2 out of 3 falls, which Hairball actually called 3 stages of hell, I'm okay with this. I want to see Gargano Cole live. I am okay with this. So long as this 2 out of 3 falls, this 3 stages of hell, so long as this is the end. At least in NXT. And Swerve Strickland, Zachary in there, the Strickland in there as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, ACH and Shane Strickland, yeah, two very good talents. They're currently running, I think, a top prospect tournament, I think.
Yeah, they were doing that on NXT this week, yeah.
So at least they're getting some limelight.
But not enough. The takeovers, this is why we were talking about Io Shirai's new heel turn. Yeah, I will say this. I like Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane. Big Damo versus Matt Riddle. Fucking A, bro. Let's go for it. But if I had a choice, because it's obvious it's going to be, you got the North American title, you got the women's title, tag title, NXT title. Those are the 4 matches. You got a 5th match in there that's non-title. If I'd have a choice between Riddle and Killian Dane, Or you brought up Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. I'd go Shirai LeRae as the opener.
Especially since it's been so long since the women have gotten a non-title match on an NXT TakeOver show.
And for people going, why are you betraying Matt Riddle? I'm not. It's just freshen up the card a little bit. It's TakeOver, yes, but here's the thing. The card this year has been a Matt Riddle match, Gargano in some sort of matchup, either with Ciampa or Adam Cole. Sorry. Bye. Sorry. And Baszler defending her title. Street Profits are going to be in there. That's fine. That's going to be cool. That's good. That's not a bad thing. But everything else seems stale. I don't want to use those words when it comes to NXT. They are anything but stale, but it feels that way.
Yeah, for the past, I would say, 6 to 8 months, we've seen more of the same than we've ever done in NXT that I can recall.
North American title. I mentioned the North American title, Zachary. I was talking about the Dream. I haven't forgotten about the Dream. I hope they have a good opponent. Part of me wants Kushida versus the Dream, but I'm like, no, it's too early.
Oh, we already know who's facing the Dream.
Kushida versus Velveteen Dream?
No, that's not the match.
Oh.
At least from what I saw a few weeks ago, from one of the screenshots I saw. But I'm not going to spoil it here. Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to type it in the?
Sure. I'll open up the old C book here. And I believe T-Dub is typing it now, and he is.
What do you think of that?
I am happy in my head place.
Now that is a fresh match.
Goddamn right that's fresh. Holy shit. This has not been announced officially, right?
Not that I've seen it all. Only one match has been announced officially, and it is that 2 or 3 Falls match. But this, I saw a segment on social media of these two in the ring. I was like, oh, is this TakeOver? Please make this TakeOver match, please.
Please. I want to see this match live. Please. Hercules.
So with that out of the way, shall we get to the news?
Let's get to it. Yeah, let's get to it. I will say this. Final word on Gargano. Gargano Cole. Awesome. 2 out of 3 falls. Fine. Let it be the last one. News time.
Indeed. Next, first off, we have Sean Waltman officially announcing his semi-retirement on his podcast.
Yeah, his semi-retirement.
At least he was honest.
He's honest. He said it would have been the full retirement, but he's like, you know what? I might go back in, but this is it. I ain't full-time no more.
Yeah, he says he'll come back for a tag match every now and again, but that's about it. And he actually now said that he would rather be on a TakeOver than WrestleMania.
Oh, Hunter Bucket. Actually, you know what? You could do a tag match, but there's one match I'd love to see out of X-Pac one more time. X-Pac?
What?
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
And people will say, what about Kushida? It's like, no. Pac versus Dream makes more sense when you think about it. So give it a few days. It'll make more sense that way. It took me a couple of days, believe me. But it makes sense. And the more you think about it, the more it makes sense.
And speaking of things that may or may not make sense, here is the current list of the fuck ton of people that are giving at Raw this Monday night.
All right, breathe in, breathe out, bud.
We have Alundra Blaze, Booker T, Christian, Devon Dudley, DX, which consists of Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Sean X-Pac Wildman, Road Dogg, BG James, Eric Bischoff, Joe Briscoe, Hulk Hogan, Hurricane Helms, Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Hart, Kelly, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle. Lillian Garcia, Mark Henry, Melina, Mick Foley, Pat Patterson, Ric Flair, Rikishi, Ron Simmons.
Oh, you cut off there for a second.
Okay, continuing on there. Scott Hall, Sergeant Slaughter, Shawn Michaels, Sid Vicious, Steve Austin, Ted DiBiase Sr. Why is he listed as Senior?
Because they had Junior for a while, I'm assuming.
I know, but he hasn't been around like 10 years. Fuck him. The Boogeyman and the Godfather. So yeah, lots of people.
Lots of people. Lots of people.
Also interesting that they refer to X-Pac and Road Dogg as Sean X-Pac Waltman and Road Dogg BG James. What the fuck? Welcome to Raw to see Hickenbottom in Levesque at the Alamo.
We need to see ya. Hickenbottom, Levesque. We'll see ya at the Alamo. Well, what do you mean we'll see ya? Where's Badass? Ah, fuck. That's right. You're working for the AEW at the Alamo.
Okay, now I want to see an AEW show take place at the Alamo. If that place can even hold,
they could probably hold it at the Alamo Dome and fill it up.
Yeah, Alamo Dome. Sure, that's all I was talking about.
Sure. Yeah, moving on.
Oh, Rico said, "Fuck Junior." Why? Because why are they referring to Ted DiBiase as Ted DiBiase Sr.? He's just DiBiase at this point. His son hasn't been around like 10 years. Nobody even remembers him. I'm sure of it.
He had a decent theme song. That's what I remember of him.
Up until his final theme song, which was just auto-tune garbage.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of garbage,
he was in a Marine movie once.
Do you even remember that movie?
Because of OSW, yes.
Yeah, but aside from them,
no.
Would you have remembered it without them?
No.
Because when it comes to Marine, people will remember two people: John Cena and The Miz. That's it.
Pretty much.
And speaking of garbage, it looks like Bischoff will not have any creative control whatsoever because he is just going to be the liaison between WWE and the Fox Network, it looks like.
AKA! Nothing of value will change. Fuck you, Vinny.
So yeah, that's disappointing. So if you are thinking of, Bischoff's going to come in and he's going to bring back all the cruiserweights. He's going to have Undisputed Era be the new NWO, spray painting UE on people's backs with yellow paint and all that jazzy stuff or anything like that. You are mistaken.
Nope.
And no, Rey Mysterio will not be launched like a long dart.
But I'm pretty sure even if it's at his advanced stage, he'd be like, "Yo, I'm up for it."
And it seemed like he was, but looks like from all reports from Dave Meltzer and all the sources saying they're all pointing towards no creative differences for SmackDown, at least. And some more bad news. Jeff Hardy got arrested last weekend.
As mentioned earlier, yeah.
He was found passed out on a stairwell.
You know what? Honestly, I'd rather do it on intense intoxication charges over DWI or DUIs.
Oh, most definitely, 100%.
I'd rather him being legally too drunk than being driving while drunk.
Oh yeah, because that always leads to just horrendous things happening that could affect multiple people. So yeah, at least there's that. But at the same time, this is really sad because it really felt like he had his life together for past several years.
You know what? I get the feeling that it's kind of like Jake the Snake. It's like, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's like he's always got to be fighting those demons no matter what.
Yeah.
And I do bring up Jake the Snake because anyone who's watched that documentary know that his sobriety is not an easy thing.
No, especially when you're somebody who has lots of money, which means you have a lot of disposable income, which makes it even easier to get alcohol and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the reality. I just hope he's better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just a bump in the road. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And ending on hilarious news, I have written here just one word. Smackville!
Because Smashville, you see. What the fuck? So this is going to be a house show that they're calling it that. Is this going to be on the network?
Yep.
Motherfucker.
And guess what the main event is? Kofi Kingston defending the WWE title in a triple threat match against Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler, a.k.a. a special foregone conclusion match.
You know what, T-Dub? I was hoping to keep this for... no, it's been used on Recap. What am I kidding? I got the perfect button to describe this match. That this is not Kofi. The challengers.
Oh shit! Oh my god, you're such a loser, dude. Oh shit! Oh shit! Wait!
MJF. Being elite.
Perfect.
Thank you for another wonderful button. Thank you.
So yeah, it just feels like all Joe and Ziggler have done the past few months is just lose. And this is definitely not going to really hype people up to watch this network show.
I mean, it's okay to broadcast the odd live show. I'm all for it. But give us a reason.
And this is happening Saturday, July 27th, the same night that I'll be at an indie show, Vanguard Championship Wrestling.
So you'll be watching the better show, obviously.
Yes. Where we'll see such matches as Gino defending the heavyweight title against the Mid-Atlantic badass Damian Wayne, who's been a veteran in the area for well over a decade. And we're also going to see the tag team titles as the Hellcats defend against Benjamin Banks and local veteran Diamond Victor Griff, a.k.a. the Golden Pinky Society. By the way, Matty, Benjamin Banks, huge Academia fan.
Nice.
Yeah, he always posts stuff about MHA, so very good stuff there. And congrats to Benjamin Banks for losing all the weight he has. He looks quite a bit slimmer than he did a few years ago. So
Evil Reverend has a question for us, actually, T-Dub, before we continue. Preparing to color that pic of you guys. What, Matty T-Dub, what color do you want your shirts?
Well, I know Matty usually goes with a red.
I'll go with blue. I'm a blue guy.
Oh yeah, Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
And I'll go with black because that's the color of like 99% of the shirts I wear anyways.
It's true. Anyway, continue
by the way,
on the news.
thank you so much for doing that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. Thank you.
Everyone should go check out Evil Reverend's DeviantArt page. That's I'm gonna get the link up real.
Yeah, he'll find it. Matter of fact, Evil Reverend, you plug your thing in the chat right now if you have the link on you.
There you go.
There you go. Hey, there you go.
Posted into the Twitch chat.
Hey.
And for those listening to it, it is DVR.com/Kasey-N-more. MOORE.
Okay, you're coming a little garbled here. Just give me a second. We're going to turn off the Discord real quick and bring it back up. It's connecting. And I think the issue is on my end, ladies and gentlemen. It is, unfortunately. There we go. Check 1, 2, 3. You're coming a little garbled. So
anyways,
there you go.
his DeviantArt is deviantart.com/Kasey -N-more MOORE. And I especially love his Persona 5 art he did. Very good stuff. Love it. Very hilarious.
Very nice.
I just love like the way he drew himself with like white eyes. That reaction, absolutely perfect.
Fair enough. And no, thank you for drawing us. See, actually, for those wondering, my little avatar on Discord is him drawing me. So there you go. Actually, on
here.
recap, actually too.
Yeah, the main picture you see for also my Discord and my YouTube page, the little avatar you see next to my name, that was done by Evil Rev.
There you go. Okay, Tina, moving right along here.
All right, next is CM Punk is going to be at StarCast 3 with a live microphone.
To quote Ollie Davis, who makes the joke all the time, CM Punk AEW confirmed. Folks, calm your tits. It's just StarCast, not All Out.
Yeah, however, it will still be great to finally see CM Punk in front of a wrestling crowd with a live microphone.
That's something that'll be something to watch right there.
He could say, fuck.
He could say, shit.
Exactly! He can say anything because he is the best in the world!
Matter of fact, he could say, shit, bitch, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
I'm surprised you were able to get through all that without tripping up.
It's in my brain. It's hard-coded. It's Carlin, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have I'm pretty sure you have at least half of Colin's discography just memorized in your brain at this point.
Not all of it, but a good chunk of it.
And
not
by the way,
it wouldn't be verbatim, but I do. Yes.
And for final news of the night, Mr. Sean Spears has a new manager, and his name is Holy freaking Blanchard, who was signed to a deal to appear multiple times at AEW events.
Tully Blanchard, manager to Sean Spears. The thumb is up. The thumb is up.
Oh, yes. And I loved how they brought him in. Like, Sean Spears does an interview with Jim Ross. Out comes Tully Blanchard, whispers in Sean Spears' ear. Yeah, this interview's over.
Ross, this interview is going to have to be over.
Ooh, I smell victory for Sean Spears. I smell victory for him.
Ooh. The plot doth thicken, my friend.
Especially when you have, like, a member of the Horsemen helping out Sean Spears to take out yet another member of the Rhodes family. Ooh, you can just feel the thickness of the story.
This gets deeper and deeper, and people are going, this is not going to matter. What's this? What's that? No, they are deep in lore now.
Yeah, this is deep in wrestling lore. The fact they're having Rhodes having to deal with yet, like the Four Horsemen, they just can't get rid of them. They can't get rid of them no matter how far away they get.
It's such a subtle, deep cut. But if you're any kind of wrestling fan, this is the kind of shit that has you go, damn. The plot thickened hard here, man.
Yeah, and the fact they dedicated like half the show to this interview, which was actually done really well between Jim Ross and Sean Spears. Like, the interview was so good. Like, Sean Spears just explains why he betrayed Cody, because like, he called me a good hand, and you know that's an insult. You know that's something you never say, but you just said it. And oh my God, this really does give you that sort of shades of gray thing, because it's like you understand why he snapped, but he snapped a bit too hard, which is why he's a heel. That's why he's a bad guy, because he went too far with his taking offense to Cody's comments. So it gives you good reason. It's like, this is the kind of villains we like in wrestling and in fiction in general.
This is looking beyond the box of what a traditional heel and a traditional face is.
Yeah, because you understand he's a heel because he done smashed Cody up in the head with a chair and busted him wide open, left him in a pool of blood. But you also understand his frustrations because throughout his whole career, he's always been told he's a good hand, he's a good hand, he's a good hand. And you know that's basically the kiss of death in wrestling. Because once you're told you're a good hand, it basically means you're stuck at this bottom level. You're only there to make everyone else look good.
And this is storytelling 101 because Cody's like, dude, I like this guy, and then he just drops that line.
And of course, Cody didn't mean anything, but he was like, yeah, he's a good wrestler, he's a good hand. But Shawn Spears took that as, oh, you only see me as this bottom level talent. I'll show you how bottom level I am. Smash. And Zach points out Cody is the storytelling guy. Yeah, he's definitely the one who's doing the more traditional storytelling style in AEW, the emotional style. Kenny is definitely the more in-ring style of storytelling, and the Young Bucks definitely more tag team guys. So, yep, all these bases covered. I love it.
Part of me really wants to be part of that creative room just to put everything together.
Oh, I just remember one last piece of news.
Oh, yeah, go.
It looks like NXT is going to go up head-to-head against AEW on Wednesday
This
nights.
is rumor, by the way. I've read about that new. The rumor is Fox wants NXT on FS1. So this is a no-lose situation for Vince. He gets NXT on TV. The developmental crowd, while it's not the largest audience in the world, they get free TV time. Hunter still runs NXT, so that's a big win for him. And while it's not going to be direct competition, it's still siphoning audience away from AEW.
Yes, take all their audience away. However, I can't say with all certainty that given the choice between NXT and AEW, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go with AEW. I'm sorry,
that's
NXT.
where I'm at as
I love
well,
you.
yeah.
I love you, but AEW, like, they got wrestlers that are close to home with me. Like, they got Kenny, they got the Bucks, they got Cody, they got Shawn Spears, they got Riho, they got Joshis. They got all the Joshis. Just NXT has some of the Joshis, but they don't have all the
Does
Joshis.
NXT have MJF?
Good point! They don't have MJF flipping the bird at everyone, laughing at their faces, telling everybody that I'm better than you, and you know it.
And Hunter, Vince, he's better than you, and you know it.
By the way, did you see MJF's interview with Chris Van Vliet?
Yes.
That was great.
It's both genuine and just working the heel gimmick at the same fucking time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why MJF is heel of the fucking year so far.
Yeah,
Not afraid to be a heel.
He got room service in the middle of the interview. Oh,
Unlike this was like, dude, I want to keep this gimmick up, but I want to do this interview. How about we do this, this, and that? Don't say anything. Just act like you're pissed off.
And my favorite part was Chris Van Vliet going over, asking him, "Are you going to use Mr. Sunshine as your entrance theme?" And then MJF goes, "You're a comedian. You're a comedian." Turn that camera off. It's off. Good. You insult me again, I will end your fucking career. It's so funny. And then for the rest of it, just Van Vliet just has this awkward look on his face, like, I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm gonna die.
MJF, heel of the year. Change my mind.
There's only two people in my mind that are going to win that first mid-card title. It's either going to be MJF or Kip Sabian, one of those two. Because they're investing especially in those two guys.
I think it's going to be a match between the two of them, honestly. If there is a mid-card title, yeah.
Well, when it comes to where they're going to hold their first show for AEW, I have a few ideas. I'm thinking either Hammerstein Ballroom.
That could be a spot.
Or possibly, this is me just throwing something out there because everything kind of changed for the Elite in this town. This is where the turning point happened for them. The Scope in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
And admittedly, it's because it's close to me. I would be able to go to that show. And also, like I said, it's where everything changed for them. That's where they invaded Raw. That's where they got the lawsuit. That's where they basically...
No. Actually, that was not the Norfolk Scope. Orange.
Guess what it was?
It was in California.
Where they invaded Raw?
Yeah.
I could have sworn that was in Norfolk.
It was Orange, California.
Well, I'm going to pretend it was Norfolk. Because that's where the WCW invasion was. That is where the AEW... That's where they're going to have their first live show. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be 10 hours long. And then on that same day, I'm going to win a multi-million-dollar lottery because that's how special that day is going to be.
Well, let me see. It was the Citizens Banks in Ontario, California.
Ontario's not in California. That's Canada.
No, there's a city called Ontario.
Everyone knows where Ontario is. It's in Canada. There's no Ontario, California. That's made up.
Teed up. It's Ontario, California. It's literally the Young Bucks' back goddamn yard.
Their backyard is Rancho Cucamonga.
Can we just go to winners and losers?
Fine.
Though they should visit the Norfolk Scope.
Man.
Eventually. And you shall go ringside and you will wear a Wrestle Cast t-shirt.
I need a Wrestle Cast t-shirt. Somebody make me one.
Well, if you visit streamlabs.com/RVT-entertainment/merch, you can get yourself a t-shirt.
I need a complimentary t-shirt from somebody. Somebody buy me a shirt!
Let's do winners and losers, my friend. What are your losers?
Kind of easy. I'll give one to Vince McMahon for his constant over-reliance on Brock Lesnar. It's
Let's try that again. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My mic cut off for a second, folks.
All right, since we're back, loser for me. Vince McMahon for overlying on Brock Lesnar has truly become a farce at this point.
And Zachary, that was not the stream. That was my mic for some reason. I think there was a micro surge or something. I don't know what happened there. Keep going there, T-Dub. Sorry.
That was it.
So yeah, Brock Lesnar, Vince McMahon. I could go Vince. I could go a whole myriad of ways, but I am just gonna go with TV Asai. So you guys know Chris Charlton, right? The third man, the British guy in the some of the commentary over at G1 so far. Some of the men
at the Reason JP.
Yeah, Reason JP on Twitter. You can follow him. He's essentially their translator / folklore / their third guy in the booth. You may have noticed he was a tad bit quiet in the earlier G1s, and is still a little tad quiet. Not because of New Japan. New Japan liked the guy. He's like, no, keep talking. You're the historian here. Go. TVSI don't
Japan,
like him.
He was brought in because.
Okay.
I was saying, he was brought in because Kevin Kelly found his translations on Twitter. He was like, oh, this guy's good. He knows his stuff. Let's bring him in. Let's do some tryouts. He did really good. Everybody seems to love him. That's why he keeps coming back around every now and again, because everybody loves the guy. But as Maya points out, there are certain people that for some reason don't.
Yeah, Tiva Sai tell him to shut the fuck up because they apparently do not like him. They'd rather have Kevin Kelly and Rocky Romero, which were no slouches, but when it comes to the history part and just translating, Chris Charlton's the guy.
Yeah, apparently TVSI only want him doing translating and nothing else.
So leave it. Yeah, this is something that's, leave it to... any Toku YouTuber will tell you, fuck TVSI. Just straight up, fuck him. Chris Charlton, dear TVSI, fuck you. Chris Charlton is good. He's doing his job well, and most of the wrestling world like him. Also, stop blocking my buddy Easy on YouTube. He does a good job. And he's plugging your and he's plugging your shit.
Yeah, stop blocking Easy Stuff. Stop blocking our buddy Shinta stuff and all the other Toku YouTubers. Stop fucking around with them because their stuff does fall under fair use. Stop being fucking assholes, essentially.
Chris Charlton is awesome. You're not. Sign respectfully / not respectfully the wrestling community. Middle finger. Winners.
All the wrestling shows that have taken place in the past week. This is if you're a fan of wrestling, you are not starved for content. There was something for everybody this past week. Everybody.
No, sir.
Yeah, really good time to be a wrestling fan because there's no shortage of content. In fact, there's a show that I forgot to watch this week. Reality of Wrestling put on a free pay-per-view this past Tuesday, Summer of Champions. Stuff to watch at some time.
That'll be some lovely background noise while you're editing, that's for sure.
Yeah, it happened. It's still available for free on YouTube. Look up Reality of Wrestling Summer of Champions.
And for me, I got a few. G1 Climax, if you're not watching, something's wrong. All Elite Wrestling, great show despite the technical snafu. Evolve Wrestling, despite the technical direction snafus. Zack Sabre Jr., because poor guy can't catch a break. But god damn it, he does good wrestling, and him pissed off is still good promos. Let's be fair here. Lance Archer, who has turned into a dark horse in this G1 Climax. If you watch it, nothing else, watch his matches so far, man.
Everybody dies. By the way, another loser. The record label that owns it lives, it breathes. Because
it turns out the record label's being an asshole.
Yeah, so It Lives, It Breathes made a song for Will Ospreay called Elevated. He's used it for the past couple years, but the record company recently just did not like the current agreement and is no longer allowing Will Ospreay to use that as his theme song, despite the fact that the song was made as specifically for Ospreay. Like in the song, they literally chant Ospreay's name and even put up a music video on their YouTube page, which shows nothing but Will Ospreay match footage and lyrics to the song.
So fuck you, that label.
Yeah,
and New Japan can't use their thing. So if you're wondering why they're not playing they're playing it in the arena, but they have to dub it. They have to overdub it, and that sucks.
It is legitimately one of my top 5 favorite themes at the moment. It always gets me pumped up for his matches.
Elevated to the sky. Oh, we're so elevated. But yeah, back to my point with Lance Archer. He's turning into a revelation in this G1 so far. We're only about 3 matches each in, I realize that. But watch his matches. They're good. That's all I'm going to say there. And John Moxley versus Tomohiro Ishii from earlier today. Or yesterday now, because it's past midnight. But all I'm going to say is Tomohiro Ishii flew off the top rope. I ain't going to tell you where. I ain't going to tell you where he landed. All I'm going to tell you is Ishii, the most grounded wrestler in all of wrestling, one of the most grounded wrestlers. He doesn't touch the ropes unless he has to launch himself off them. Flew. Just, if you have not watched a match, process that image and realize he was against John Moxley and watch the match and enjoy. Because, god damn it, I did. And the spot I am referring to, I flew off my fucking seat for that spot. So, there. That being said, TW, speaking of editing, you're back to working on stuff.
Yeah, I just recently recorded the final bit of footage from my Mystical Ninja Let's Play, so look forward to that within the next, the Let's Play should be wrapping up within the next week and a half, and then after that, you'll finally see me back to scripted content.
Yay! And of course, you want this scripted content a little early? Patreon.com/TWK Reviews. A couple of dollars will get you in there, and you'll get it there early. Of course, you want to support us. Of course, like I said, TWK's Patreon. Of course, my tip jar, PayPal.me/MattyJ316. Donations are optional, but very welcome, especially at this point. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWK Official. I am on Instagram as well, at MattyJ316. You want to buy a shirt, like I just said earlier, streamlabs.com/RVT Entertainment/merch. As we like to say around here, buy the shirt! And as always, emails WrestleCast@gmail.com. And of course, I'm back here on this channel on Sunday for more Toku Riffs Live. That's going to be fun as hell as always. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. We thank you very much. Enjoy the next couple of weeks of wrestling. There's no pay-per-view. We're on the road to SummerSlam. G1 Climax is up. Watch the G1 Climax. Go ahead.
On the road. We're also on the road to All Out, baby!
Damn right, August 31st, baby. So, enjoy the wrestling. Truly, you'll have fun. On behalf of my good buddy TWK.
What? Is TWK Reviews telling you to work your gimmick?
You cut off there. The internet is not kind to us this evening there. My name is Matty Jay. We're here to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. We'll see you in 2 weeks, folks. Enjoy Raw Reunion for what it is, of course. And until then, have a good one, have a safe one. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Truth did to get it, though?
I would have utilized the small package.
Art. Nonetheless, switching.
Wait a minute. Michael Cole corpsed. I mean, Renee and Corey laughed, but Cole corpsed. Michael Cole corpsing. Send